Welcome to the S.R. Crockett Online Museum and to our inaugural exhibition, Becoming S.R. Crockett. The exhibition starts with a document. It's a birth certificate dated 24th of September 1859 from a farm in the parish of Balmagee in Galloway. The mother's name is recorded, Anne Crocket, unmarried. The father's name is not recorded. Where it should appear, there's a blank. The child registered on the certificate is Sam Crocket, 1T, no middle name, no father. But by the time he died in 1914, he was Samuel Rutherford Crockett, author of nearly 70 published works and one of the most widely read novelists in Britain. That journey from blank birth certificate to best-selling celebrity author is what this exhibition traces. The exhibition covers the years from 1859 to 1892, the formation years, before fame, before controversy, before the things that made his name significant. It begins at Little Duckery, the tenant farm where Sam grew up with his grandparents. His grandfather William gave him the Covenanting stories that would later fill his fiction. His grandmother Mary gave him the authentic Galloway dialect that would make his writing unmistakable. From the age of 4, he walked 4 miles from the Duckery each day to school in Lauriston. The landscape he crossed on those walks became the landscape of his later fiction. When the family moved to Castle Douglas in 1867, Sam came under the influence of schoolmaster John Cowper, a teacher of great standing. Cowper prepared Sam for the Galloway bursary examination of 1876. Winning it opened the door to Edinburgh University. Without it, the story ends here. At Edinburgh University, and then at New College, over a decade, something deliberate began to happen. On university documents, the signature changes. In 1881, he's still Samuel Crocket. By 1884, he is Samuel Rutherford Crockett. The added name was not accidental. Samuel Rutherford was a 17th century Scottish theologian, the author of Lex Rex, a radical argument that political authority rests with the people, not with the crown. For a young man from a Free Church family, steeped in the Covenanting tradition, this was a name that carried weight. It might also, the archive suggests, have been a deliberate literary choice, placing himself in the tradition of the 3-part Scottish literary name as carried by an author he most admired, Robert Louis Stevenson. In 1886, Crocket was ordained and took up his charge at the Free Church in Pennycook. He was a conscientious minister. He was also, every morning before the parish woke, a writer. While he had commenced writing for publication in journals and magazines as a student in the late 1870s, his editorship of the Christian Leader magazine became his literary laboratory. Contributing over 100 articles between 1891 and 1895, many of them the stories that would later form The Stickit Minister, the book that made his name. In September 1889, the Morriswood pit disaster killed 63 men. As the local minister, Crocket was at the centre of the relief effort for months. He wrote about it to Robert Louis Stevenson. He drew on it in his fiction for the rest of his career. It's one of those moments in the archival record where the minister and the writer are unmistakably the same person. This exhibition ends on the last day of 1892. On that date, Crocket wrote to the London publisher T. Fisher Unwin, promising to send a manuscript within a week or 10 days. The collection that resulted, The Stickit Minister, was published in March 1893, and within months he was the most discussed new author in Britain. But that's the next chapter. This exhibition is the chapter before it. The chapter that made it possible. Sam Crocket of Little Duckery became, through 30 years of deliberate effort, S.R. Crockett, best-selling author. And the evidence for how he did it is here, waiting to be examined. Welcome to Becoming S.R. Crockett.